All right, gamers, listen up. There's a game that's launching in less than 30 hours, and not enough people are talking about it, but they should be, because this could be a game changer. I'm talking about Dune Awakening, guys. A survival MMO that's built in the world of Arrakis, and I'm here to tell you guys why this could be 2025 sleeper hit, maybe even game of the year. That's right, you heard it first from Cybertech. Game of the year. So buckle up. Let's go ahead and dive into the spice, the survival, the politics, and the potential of a game that might just blow the roof off of this genre. First off, this isn't some indie sandbox clone. This is Funcom, the team that's behind Conan Exiles, taking on the Dune franchise and not just adapting it, but expanding it in a way no one saw coming. This isn't Paul Atreides Dune. This is an alternate timeline because in this timeline, Paul was never born. That changes everything: political power struggles, faction wars, lore expansions. It opens the door to fresh storytelling without stepping on the canon. And if you are dropped right into the middle of it all, as a customized character trained by the Bene Gesserit, starting with your own secret pass and your own mission. No chosen one, no script. We're going to be shaping this rise or fall in the most dangerous world in sci fi that we all know today. This is a survival MMO, but not in the way that we're used to, guys. I'm telling you, we're not going to be chopping trees and building little huts. No, no, no. We're going to be managing spice addiction, mastering martial arts, diving into espionage, and building our own house. Political faction. We're talking Harkonian style if you want. The combat's going to be classless. You gain abilities based on what factions and disciplines that we learn. So if you want to be a stealthy Bene Gesserit manipulator, you can do that. You want to be a brute force sword master who dominates hand to hand, or even a Mentat Dunes version of a human supercomputer. It's going to be all here, guys. And then, of course, we can't forget the vehicles. We're not riding on mounts. We're talking about sand traversing, engine roaring, desert slicing vehicles. Guys, this is next level: air and ground. Plus, guess what? The world's going to be evolving. So, Coriolis storms are going to be sweeping across Arrakis in the deep desert on a weekly basis, changing up the terrain, reshuffling resources, which means that every week the game is going to reset and start all over again out there at the deep desert. And if you build a base out there, it's only safe for a week because the next week it got buried by the sand. And it's just going to keep on continuing, guys. Now, here's where it gets all crazy. This is not just surviving, guys. We're participating in server wide political simulations. That's right, the Landsrot is in game political system where players, we form factions, we can vote on laws, declare alliances, we could even start wars. This is EVE Online level diplomacy, guys, but in the world of Dune. You want to influence economy? We vote in the Landsrot. We want to run a black market spice operation? We can go rogue on that. The game supports hundreds of players on a single server, all in a separate siege, but we're all linked together. And so whenever something happens, it affects all of those on the server. So I'm just telling you guys, this is going to be crazy. And unlike other survival games, there's no instancing, so we ain't have to worry about loading screens, stuff like that, except for when you're on the story mode. And then you can have cities like Arrakis and Harco Village. These are going to be social hubs. It's where you're going to do the stuff. And everything that we do in these locations, it's going to ripple and ripple and a ripple across the entire server. So what's the catch, guys? Now hold up. We can't go ahead and crown Funcom king yet because, there's this one thing. It's called red flags and the biggest communication and scope creep. We all know it. We all hate it. The game has gone through a lot of changes since it started development. Remember the Deep Desert? We'll just use that. Originally it was hyped that it's going to be able to support like 1,000 players in single PvP action. Then it dropped. And now I think it's down to 300. Now maybe that's for stability or it screams server limitations. We don't know. And if you're launching an MMO in 2025 and your biggest feature is quietly being scaled down, that could be a warning sign. And then there's the messaging. A lot of people still don't know. Is this a survival MMO? Is this a survival game MMO? Is this going to be a faction-based PvP battler? Is it a lore-driven RPG? Well, I'm here to tell you guys, it's all of it. That's right, you heard it from me. It's all of it. But remember, guys, with ambition comes risk. And because, we know what happens when a game tries to do everything, they can crash hard if they're not laser focused. I mean, let's not forget day before. Complete crash and burn. Then you had New World's messy launch or Fallout 76. Took them a long time to recover. We've seen what happens when ambition outruns execution. All right, Funcom, but if they can pull this off, this is the thing, guys. This might be probably one of the most boldest and most immersive survival MMOs ever made. This isn't just an open world grind fest, guys. This is a cinematic, lore rich, community driven experience in the sands of Arrakis. And those of us that's got the Deluxe and Ultimate Edition in less than 30 hours, we're going to see it happening. So this is what I want you guys to do. Drop a comment. Are you going to be hyped about the game? Are you cautious? Are you already in line for the spice? Smash that subscribe button, guys, for launch content, faction breakdowns, PvP. It's all going to be here, guys. Because the sands of Arrakis are shifting. And if Dune Awakening lives up to half its promise, this just might be the game of the year for 2025. That's right. You heard it first. Cybertech, Game of the Year 2025. I'll see you guys in Arrakis.